Alright, we're back. Mike Cernovich, ChangeYourAndPlay.com, Gorilla Mindset. What's up, guys? Girls, men, women. We got more hoaxes. Fucking media hoaxes, man. You know, I warned people that more hoaxes were coming. Let me tell you, more hoaxes. I warned you. What's up, guys? Yeah, it's just the game by now. You know, it's just people get. So here's what people got to realize: when they can't take you out, what they do is they just accuse you of rape, because anybody can accuse you of rape. Rape is the easiest act, and it's so sad because women, actual real rape victims, people just don't believe them anymore because of this shit. You know, I've talked to people, men and women both, who go, oh yeah, when a woman says she was raped, unless it was like violent or something, they're like, yeah, I just don't really believe her, you know. Because right now, okay, you want to take Trump out, you want to try to attack Trump, then just say, hey, he touched me 30 years ago. And the credulity of people, it just astounds me. So, how many of you have flown on an airplane? You know, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you've flown on an airplane. You know, raise your hand if you've flown first class, even if you haven't. How do you ram your hands up under somebody's shirt on a fucking airplane, on a public airplane? That's the thing. These stories, the stories aren't even believable. I could see if someone said, "Oh, I was on a private jet with them." Who the fuck, you know? I've flown to Shauna how many times? We've tried to, you know, have some fun on a commercial airline. Like, even if you're with a consenting person, you can't do it. You got to sneak in the laboratory or something. So the idea that Trump reached up the armrest in first class, which there weren't even armrests at the time. Where were the flight attendants? Where was the pilot? Where were the people around him? Nobody saw. It just stretches credulity. It's just not even believable. And what concerns me is that people believe now, like obvious media. How can anybody believe it? How can anybody actually take it seriously? You're lifting up an armrest in first class, which the armrests don't even raise up, and the planes 30 years ago, you couldn't even raise it up. And then you're just ooga booga, you know, ooga booga on a plane in public with people sitting in front of you, to the left of you, behind you, with flight attendants. As you know, in first class, they're very attentive. So you have flight attendants there. And remember, this is all pre-9/11, so you could even get right at the cockpit, so people were walking around. There weren't all these flight restrictions that we have now. So back then, people were walking up, standing, and you're just ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga, on a fucking plane, you know? And that's the thing. A lot of people just don't think. Whenever somebody accuses you of something, or accuses somebody of something, I just think about it like, okay, well, what, you know, critical thinking class. If your accusation is true, what else must also be true? We'll say that again. If the accusation is true, what must also be true? This is how a logical mind works. Okay, if Trump lifted the armrest up to ooga booga booga a woman, this means there were no flight attendants. There was nobody else on the plane. There was nobody sitting in front of them. There was nobody sitting behind them. Is that consistent with reality? Is that consistent with reality as you know it? It's just simply not. So what the hoaxing media counts on is people just don't actually reason through the accusations. You know, if this is true, what must also be true? Now, you know, the broader problem is that, hey, there are a lot of fucking creepy guys, you know, who don't understand boundaries. And now every woman who's been messed with by some creepy guy sometime in her past wants to blame Trump, but they don't want to blame Bill Clinton, who's actually been accused of rape. So that's like another thing. So here's another thing about these accusations and why the accusations are worded the way they are. If somebody says 5 years ago Mike Cernovich groped me, ooga booga, ooga booga, ooga booga, You know, sexual assault is a very sort of vague term. But if one of these women said, oh yeah, Trump actually raped me, physically penetrated me, then he could sue her right away for defamation, you know, no questions asked. So they always make these accusations very vague. Oh, well, he kind of grabbed me, or one time he kissed me, he looked over at me when I was wearing a bikini. You know, what they do is they make it so vague that that's very hard to defend against. And it's effective. It's effective, too. That's why, you know, a lot of people, you know, in terms, the media is evil, but the media is highly effective at what it does. And what we've always been in, and what we still are in, is we are in a race against time. Here's what I mean by that. People under 50, 0% trust the media. If people over 50 couldn't vote, no offense to those of you over 50, but a lot of your baby boomer brothers and sisters are fucking clueless. They read the media and watch it. If people under 50 couldn't vote, this would be a landslide for Trump. It wouldn't even be close, because people under 50 get their news from me, Twitter, Facebook. They don't get it through the corporate propaganda media. They're watching YouTube. They're thinking critically. If this were under 50, it would be a landslide for Trump, because the hoaxing media doesn't have the impact on people under 50 the way they do over 50. And the groups who are falling for the hoaxing media are just unintelligent people, you know, unintelligent people. And they're not able to think through things. So let's just do like a quick flashback. In May, the hoaxing media accused Donald Trump of what they say he did. He debased a woman. Here's where he goes. So, the same people who wrote this article about Trump assaulting women, this is what they wrote in May. Some woman, Roanne Brewer Lane described a debasing face-to-face encounter between Mr. Trump and a young woman who hardly knew. So Trump, according to the hoax article, like made a girl supposedly get dressed in front of him. It didn't happen. So what happened is the woman, who they quoted in the article, said, actually it was very upsetting to read it. I was not happy to read it at all. Well, because the New York Times told us several times that they would make sure that my story I was telling came across. They promised several times that they would do it accurately. They told me several times, and my manager several times, that it would not be a hit piece, and that my story would come across the way I was telling it. And honestly, it absolutely was not. They spun it to where it appeared negative. I did not have a negative experience with Donald Trump, and don't appreciate making it look like that I was saying it was a negative experience, because it was not. So the same people, Mikey Barbero and Megan Tuhey, they lied before, man. And that's the problem. Another problem with hoaxing journalism is that the hoaxing media will lie to you, and nobody gets fired. There's no consequences. There's no accountability. Nothing happens to the hoaxing media. It's just absolutely astounding. But that's what we're up against, and that's why you have to follow at MAGA3X. So Trump's people, they upped their game. They sent out a memo today. Here, let me see if I can find the exact wording. But they finally listened to me, and now they're forming. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. So the Trump people, they're upping their game. Finally, they go. Here's what they sent out. Dear fellow Californian, it is the utmost. Hillary Clinton's corrupt. We need you manning phone banks, which you should do. But then they also said, finally, strike team. Join a California strike team to help for a weekend in the important neighborhood background state of Nevada. Send an email to castriketeam@donaldtrump.com with your name, phone number, and date you can help. This is the most important election of our lifetime, and volunteers will determine the outcome. So basically, look, here's what I've been saying, and this is a criticism of how the Trump campaign was managed. And I've said this all along, right? Why is it that some guy who, not to denigrate myself, I bought a brand new hoodie, by the way. What do you guys think of this new hoodie? So I bought this brand new hoodie today. I went shopping. And I hope you guys like it. I hope it looks good. So, I don't want to just say I'm, some guy. Why the fuck have I led all the trending hashtag charges? Why the fuck have I done so much and Trump's campaign has done so little in terms of social media? Why? That's what I want to know. Social media strike force, I posted the idea on Reddit. There's millions of people who want to help Trump. Millions. Why haven't they been fucking connected to the GOP? Why weren't they connected to the Trump campaign? Why the fuck didn't this happen 6 months ago? How much money has been fucking wasted by do-nothing consultants who just want a paycheck? It really is infuriating that I'm so effective and I tell them what to do and they don't well, they're finally doing it now. Finally, it took another fucking hoax from the New York Times. Took another fucking hoax from the New York Times. I've been exposing these hoaxes all election. Took another hoax from the New York Times, and finally they go, I guess we'll form a strike force. I guess we got millions of people who want to be involved. I guess we'll reach out to these millions of people. What bumblefucks, and I want to see how much fucking money is being spent. What bumblefucks finally realize, oh yeah, the New York Times, they're going to fucking lie about us. And that's what I've been explaining. The fucking media, it's not a bias issue anymore. And I've written about this repeatedly. We all have biases. I'm a very biased right-wing person. I know people who are liberals and they're very biased, but they still want to tell the truth. We all have a filter on reality, and this filter on reality dictates the way we perceive the world. I get it. I don't expect everybody to agree with an interpretation of the facts, okay? The media, it isn't a bias issue with the media anymore. There's no bias. It's a fucking hoax. It isn't even true. It isn't even about interpreting facts now. It isn't even about, a liberal and a conservative watch the same thing unfold and they have two different interpretations of it. It isn't about interpretations. It's just about making shit up. It's just about fucking hoaxes. It isn't even... That's the thing, and I've been warning people that I said they're going to make up a rape thing about you. You got to be prepared for that. Because, it isn't an issue of... It isn't an issue of bias anymore. We're not up against media. I wish, I would live for the day where it was just liberal bias. I would live for the day where it was just oh yeah, the media kind of has an agenda and they have biases and, that's the way it is. Okay, at least we're in, if you're biased, at least we have good faith. I use kind of Dave Rubin as an example. Dave Rubin, very liberal guy, very far to the left of me. Dave Rubin, his biases are different than mine. But the guy's honest. He doesn't actually make shit up. He wouldn't just say, oh yeah, this guy painted a swastika on my car and then report that as true. So there are liberal, and I can respect it. I don't expect everybody to be a far-right militant guy like me. The world would be boring if everybody thought like me, because then we would fight over who is more militant, and that would just be a cluster. I'm glad that there are liberals out there, sincerely, because we all, it's that Hegelian dialectic thing. So I can respect people like Dave Rubin who just says, oh yeah, I'm a liberal, and here's my viewpoints and everything else, and here's how I interpret reality. That's fine. Bias is fine. Be biased. We're not fighting bias with the media. There's no biased media anymore. It's just outright hoaxing media. They now just make stuff up. They now just say, oh yeah, for example, that New York Times article, the woman said, I talked to them, I said, don't do a hit piece on me, I like and respect Trump. Explicitly. And then what was reported as, she had a debasing face-to-face encounter with Trump. So it isn't, it isn't interpretation, it's just lying to a person. It's just saying, okay, I'm going to write a good story about you, and I'm going to tell the truth, and then you just lie. And the reason we know it's a lie is that it's a fucking tape recorder. When a real journalist, not a hoaxer, when a real journalist talks to you, they tape record it. So all these people at Carlos Slim's blog had to do was release the tape and just say, oh, well, this is what was actually said, but they didn't release the fucking tape. Why do you think that is? Gee, I don't know why. All right, so that's just the reality. You got to get used to the hoaxing media, and that's why MAGA 3X is so important. Why is MAGA 3X another fucking thing I had to start on my own time because it wasn't getting done. I'm the kind of person that when things aren't getting done, then I just take it upon myself to do it. What is MAGA 3X? Well, the voting registration deadlines for a lot of places have closed. But register 3 people to vote, get 3 people with you on the day to vote, share 3 articles every day on hoaxing media. Post to our hashtags every day 3 times. You know, that's why I always tell people, if you're rich, hey, you know, do something good with your money. If you're not rich, hey, you got 5 minutes to post on Twitter and social media. It takes 5 minutes to share 3 links to articles exposing the hoaxing media. And you do that every day, and it's a multiplier, right? It's a multiplier. If just everybody, I mean, if you think about it in terms of, you know, a typical Periscope for me is like 20,000 views. I've had 100,000 views in a Periscope, and a bad one for me is 10,000. Let's just say a bad Periscope. Let's say I do a Periscope and it is just a flop, and I only get 10,000 people to watch. Well, that's 10,000 people. If 10,000 people post 3 articles each, that's now 30,000 articles, right? 30,000 links that have been posted. And then those 30,000 links that are posted, now other people see them and they post it, right? So 10,000 people is actually a ton. That's a lot of people, right? And then when I have 100,000 people watch some of my Periscopes, if 100,000 people all posted 3 links or posted to a hashtag 3 times, 300,000 posts to a hashtag is the #1 trending hashtag in the world, right? 10,000 people, if 3,000 people post 3 times to a hashtag on Twitter, that's a trending hashtag, right? That's just a trending hashtag. So you got to just realize that you have more power than you think you have. For now. Eventually they're going to kick us all off social media, because here's a thought experiment. Think about everything you know. The hashtag today is MAGA3X. Hashtag MAGA3X. Spread the word. MAGA3X. Share 3 articles. Get 3 people registered to vote. Take 3 people through the polls. Follow the MAGA3X account. Right? Tell 3 people about the MAGA3X account. You know, we're up to, 4,600 followers. You know, let's get that thing up. If everybody watched this, followed MAGA3X, MAGA3X, then we got a big account, right? That's all we're doing. And what you got to realize is that they're coming from ahead. That's another thing like a lot of people don't realize. Here, let me read you something today from Fox News. This is from a producer at Fox News. I can't identify who it is. Let me read to you. Let me read to you what we got from a Fox News producer. So an agent, where is it? What happened? So where is it? Maybe it's not there now. So I got private emails now. Okay. So a talent manager reached out to Fox News, and I'll tell you exactly what they said. Now, this was no surprise to me. I told them, look, it ain't going to happen. But so a talent manager reached out and said, I want to get you a show on Fox. And I go, look, I don't believe in wasting your time, but let me tell you, it'll go nowhere. And he goes, well, but I got a lot of clout. Here is the reply from a producer at Fox. This is the very top of Fox News. Mr. Cernovich, I can't name the guy's name because it's anonymous. Mr. Cernovich is a unique individual. I've read the majority of his book. I enjoyed it and further read some of his writings on his website. While I agree with the majority of Mr. Cernovich's views, it would be impossible to produce such a show on a major news network. No one will touch it. He will have to find alternative news network or do a live stream. I don't mean negative. I don't mean to be negative, but this is the reality. Yeah, of course, I told the guy before that, you know, I was like, yeah, dude, go ahead and send an email. But yeah, Fox News, this is direct from the team at Fox News. They said, I agree with him. No one is going to touch a story with this guy, right? So right now, I'm having a massive amount of influence and a massive amount of power on social media. And so they're going to come from me here, you know. So that's just the reality. The reality is, enjoy the Periscopes while they last. Enjoy me on Twitter while I last. Because right now, I have too much power through you. You have too much power. I'm just a guy talking to an iPhone, right? Regular guy talking to an iPhone. And what they want to do is, no, Fox News does not have 43 million viewers at 6 p.m. You clearly don't understand how to read ratings. Most cable news segments don't do more than 25, 50,000 views. Most people don't know anything about actual TV. Here's a quick lesson on like TV. People will say, oh yeah, CNN reaches 2 million people at 7 p.m. Okay, go take a piss at the bar. The fucking CNN's running. Go to the gym. 30 TVs all on CNN. How many people are watching it, right? Not really. Not really. People aren't watching it, they aren't engaged, right? So people are like, oh yeah, millions of people watch. Millions of people don't watch Fox News, guys. I've been on Fox News. Not to shade Fox News, but I've been on Fox News, and how many Twitter followers did that get me? How many people are on Fox News all the time and have more Twitter followers than me, right? Hannity doesn't do as many Twitter impressions as I do, right? So Hannity is a big star, his own show, but on social, I'm actually much bigger than he is. How many people who are regular guests on Fox News, like regular people, how many of them have more Twitter followers than me? None. Other than like Megyn Kelly and Bill O'Reilly, Anderson Cooper, a couple guys. They don't have the reach that I do. So it's a myth to think that you're going to be on TV, except there's an exception. Except there's an exception. If you're over 50, my reach of people over 50 is almost none. And that is who we need to get to in this election. So under 50, actually, this is 100% true. You can verify this. More people under 50 read me than watch Fox News. So you can take you don't know how to read analytics, you don't know how to read ratings, you know fuck all about fuck all. I am the hottest thing in cable news of people under 50. And those of you over 50, welcome. I'm just talking in terms of like demographics. I have more impact for people under 50 than anybody in cable news. And that's just verified by the data. You're welcome to challenge it. Me and, well, Milo. You know, there's Milo too. But he's not on cable news, so technically, you know, that doesn't count. But the point is, yeah, Milo huge. Milo bigger than Anderson Cooper. Milo's bigger than fucking Brian Stelter, Jake Tapper, everybody, okay? But the over 50 crowd that watches news, the median age of Fox News, 70. Let me write that down for those of you who aren't very smart. Well, my pen doesn't work. Okay. The median age of Fox News, 70. Half the people who watch Fox are over 70. 90% of people who watch Fox are over 50. Now again, I'm not being ageist here. Most of the people who read me are actually younger than I am. So it isn't an issue of old people suck or young people. That's not the point. It's just the point of in terms of like demographics in the future. So under 50, I'm bigger than anybody who's on cable news. And that's just objective data. That isn't even controversial. It's not even debatable. So when you tell me, oh yeah, but this news channel, and Paul Joseph Watson's big too. That's the whole thing. Stephen Molyneux's big too. So it isn't me saying I'm the only guy or doing whatever. Stephen Molyneux, his YouTube is fucking massive. You know, my YouTube is shit. I'm great on Twitter and My YouTube numbers are nothing. Stephen Molyneux is bigger than anybody on cable news, right? So why doesn't Stefan Molyneux have a show on Fox News, right? Because clearly he brings the ratings. Clearly he's the best. Why Paul Joseph Watson, too. Huge on YouTube. Big on Twitter, too. Great guy, right? Great person, great human being. So that's why you just got to think more. So when people toss around numbers like they matter, they don't really matter. 500,000 YouTube subscribers is more powerful and more impactful, and to be quite frank, more valuable than 5 million TV watchers. If you say that is wrong, and I'll say it again, 500,000 engaged, active YouTube subscribers are bigger than 5 million TV viewers. If you think that that is wrong, then that tells me that you don't actually know anything about anything. You're just a sheep. You're not even deserving of watching my Periscopes because you don't even understand media or how it works, right? You don't even understand. These people, they'll post polls, and their polls will do like 5,000 votes, you know? I post a poll and I do 30,000, 50,000 votes. Well, that tells you right there that's just objective. That isn't debatable. You know, you can't argue with that. So that's the whole point. Building up social. But our strength is actually why they're going to want to get us off. Because we think about everything you know about the world. Imagine if you didn't have Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, podcasts, and books. Right? Think about that. You would just be another fucking sheep, man. You wouldn't even know about WikiLeaks. If you weren't on Twitter, then you wouldn't even know about WikiLeaks. Right? You wouldn't even know. If it weren't for my social media, you wouldn't even know that most of these refugees are actually men of crime-fighting age. If it weren't for my social media. And that goes to me too. We wouldn't know anything. We would be fucking zombies. The zombification of America. The zombification of America is here. And if you watch the mainstream media, which primarily people over 60 do, you become a zombie. And they're realizing now, they're like, how can we get this guy off of social media? How can we get him off? YouTube did that YouTube Heroes thing. So they want to get Paul Joseph Watson and Stefan Molyneux off of YouTube, because they're too powerful. They're so powerful. They have so much impact, and that's bad for the thought police. That is bad for the zombification of America, because they're waking up. They want me off of Twitter because I'm going to do 140 million views in October. 140 million. Just think about that shit, you know? Just think about that shit. 140 million views on Twitter a month. And it's growing. I picked up 25,000 new followers in a month. So they want us off YouTube. They want us off Twitter. By they, I mean the media complex. Because the media loves... I would love to get my own platform. The liberals will invade it, though. They'll sue to use your platforms. That's the whole point. That's the irony, is people are like, if you guys don't like Twitter, then just don't use it. Oh, great. Can we go start our own platforms? Well, we did that, and they fucking sue to use our platforms. That's the whole point. That's why I won't leave Twitter. I will not leave Twitter. Because if we start our own thing, they'll just fucking invade our thing and then try to take it over like they always do. You know, why can't I just have a private club where only people I want can be in that club? Right? Why can't we just have the club then? Let's just say I want to start a club and I go, you know what? It's just going to be people who think like me. No, you fucking can't. I'm a lawyer. They would sue. They would say, well, you're only allowing in... What they do is they count the number of people who go in, and if you don't have adequate representation in terms of religion and, you know, race and gender and everything else, then they say that you're excluding people and you get sued. So they sued to get into our clubs. We can't have a private club. But now fucking the SJWs and the radical leftists, they want to treat Twitter like, well, it's our private club. We can exclude anybody we want. Okay, then exclude Muslims. Well, no, that would be discrimination. Say women can't use Twitter. Well, that would be discrimination. You can't do that. Go bake a gay wedding cake, right? So we're told Twitter can ban anyone, anytime, any place, for any reason, because they fucking can, and you should never say anything about that. But if you're a Christian and you don't want to bake a fucking cake for gay people, then suddenly, no, you're going to lose your business, right? Then the government will actually shut you down. The state government will actually sue you if you won't bake a fucking gay wedding cake. And yet I'm supposed to just be like, oh yeah, just use, just don't use it. They can kick off anybody they want. No, they fucking can't. They can't. At least not under my view. When we can do whatever we want to do, then freedom for everybody. But right now, freedom only goes one way. The left has the freedom to fuck over people, but that's it, and you're just supposed to take it. But anytime the right doesn't want to do business with somebody, oh, that's a big problem, and that's discrimination, and that's bigotry, and that's terrible, and blah, 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 right? So that's the point. So that's where we're headed. Trump, finally, like I said, they're getting their shit together. There's time. I've always said this election was going to be close. I've always said that I see it 52-48, one way or the other. It's going to be a close race because of the hoaxing media and ballot rigging. So I always knew that media hoaxes, I always knew the media was going to accuse Trump of rape. I said that from the beginning. Bernie Sanders, if he had done well, he'd have been accused of rape. If Marco Rubio or Jeb Bush or anybody else had been the nominee, Republican nominee, they'd have been. That's just the way the media. If the media can't bury you with bias, then they bury you with just a false rape accusation. That's how they got Julian Assange, right? Oh yeah, oh he did the WikiLeaks, that was big. Well, no, then some woman goes, oh yeah, he raped me. How do you fuck defend against that? How do you defend against that? Some woman says you raped her. What are you going to say to that? Let alone they raped you, If some woman said I groped her 10 years ago, I would have been 29, 28. I don't even know where I was when I was 28 or 29. How do you even defend against that? When you meet as many people as Trump has, and as many people even as I have, and I'm not that social, I don't really try meeting people. Like, I don't go out trying to be friends with everybody. If some woman said I groped her 10 years ago, I wouldn't even remember who it was. And what am I going to say? Well, no, I didn't do it. Sure, because I don't know who it is, and I didn't go around groping people. But the point is, it doesn't matter. So you got to think of the media like this. It doesn't matter if you're true. It doesn't matter if it's true to the hoaxing media. All it is a psyop to make you change your focus to talk about something else. So right when WikiLeaks hit, all this sexual harassment stuff hit. So rather than talk about Wikipedia, corruption, collusion within the DNC, everything else, then you just make them talk about bullshit that isn't true. It's to change the focus of the public. It's to change your focus. It's to distract you from your energy and to make you use your energy rather than attacking than to you gotta defend yourself. But that's why I've always said to the Trump people, you have to be on the attack of the media like it's a fight for your life every day. Call out the media hoaxes. You got to attack them every day because they're never gonna stop. It's like if you're a woman and you're in a relationship with an abusive man, and he's gonna find you. You just kill him. That's what women have to do. If you're in an abusive relationship, like it's not gonna end. If you're being stalked, if you're being harassed. So obviously, I'm not saying advocating violence, like literal violence, but you got to realize that the media is never going to stop. They're never going to just be honest. They're not going to wake up tomorrow and be honest, right? Every day you have to attack the media and discredit them in some way. Every day you have to call out media hoaxes. That's why my bread and butter is media hoaxes. If all I could do is write about media hoaxes, I would be doing more to get Trump elected than pretty much anybody else who's doing anything in politics. Because when you discredit the media, then when the media attacks Trump, nobody believes him, right? That's the whole idea. Is you just don't want anybody at all trusting the media. So you just got to realize the media is an abuser. The media is essentially a domestic abuser. It is never going to stop. They're never going to quit. They're like rapists and pedophiles. You know, a pedophile just never stops being a pedophile. A pedophile is never going to say, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to quit. They're an abuser. The hoaxing media is an abuser, and the way you fight them is every day you expose media hoaxes. Every day you attack them. You can never, there's never a day. I mean, me, I get, you know, today I got called today by, this is just me, one man, right? One man army. Talking Points memo said that I advocate date rape. And then another website, heavy.com, claimed that I advocate date rape. And another media outlet, I can't remember. The media writes about me all the time. And what they always say is like, I advocate date rape. You know, the media is never going to wake up and be like, you know what, Mike is actually a best-selling author. He's a lawyer. He's a new media personality. He has a major impact on social. Like, that's just not going to, they're never going to wake up and just tell the truth. They're all going to repeat the same lie that in 2011 I said you should go around raping women, which I never said. And I know it, so I don't wake up with any, I don't wake up thinking, oh yeah, today's the day that the fucking media is going to tell the truth about me. I never wake up and say, oh yeah, there's an article about me today. This is going to be an honest article that actually talks about what I know for, what I'm known for. It's just not going to happen, right? You got to just realize that that's what's going to happen. They're just going to lie. So Trump's people got to realize it's just going to be another hoax. Don't talk to the media. Don't do any more interviews. Do everything you can on social media. Do everything on your rallies, more Facebook Live, more Periscopes, more YouTubes, more. The hashtag of the day is MAGA3X. Just post to MAGA3X. You can post articles about the hoaxing media. You can post articles about Trump. We had a great video with a black female Trump supporter, which is cool. You know, so we got a lot of cool stuff going on. We're raising hell, but like I said, you know, with the amount of money being spent by the GOP in an ineffective way. So yeah, you just, people don't understand. The media is going to lie. Today we're not going to go to bed. And then tomorrow, like, that's the day the media actually decides to have integrity. It is the hoaxing media. They're just outright lying. They're outright hoaxing people. And I fear for what's going to happen if the election is stolen from Trump. November 9th, if the election is stolen from Trump, then I legitimately worry about what is going to happen, because we all know that the election was rigged, and we all know that the media has done nothing but spread hoaxes to people. I don't worry about us. I worry about the hoaxing media. You know, because I don't advocate violence ever. I advocate violence of rhetoric, violence of memes, violence of ideology. I believe that we have the truth on our side, and there's enough of us who speak the truth, and that if we speak the truth long enough, that's how we win. That is how I view it. I view it as all we have to do is tell the truth, expose the hoaxes. There will be a breaking point, and then we'll win. That's my belief. But a lot of people on November 9th, if the election is stolen from Trump and it's rigged, there's going to be a lot of people who don't have my, ultimately, pacifism, right? I don't want war. I think civil war is a bad idea. And it's bad. So here, look at it this way. Look at it this way. If any other institution in the world were as hated as the media is, they would treat it as a brand crisis. If Tylenol or Advil or Bayer or Apple or Google, if a Google executive showed up somewhere into a grocery store and people like gave them dirty looks, if there were whole rallies where thousands of people were booing Google and Apple and Twitter everywhere, they would say, this is a brand crisis, this is a public relations crisis. We need to actually talk to people who hate us and find out what is going on, and everybody would. Even the most liberal of corporations would. Even me, like, when there are people who don't like me, like, I know, like, I get it. I don't sit around and be like, oh, wow, people don't like me. I get it. I've said some fucking mean things. I can be an asshole. I don't act like, oh, yeah, I'm so, like, virtuous that anybody who hates me is clearly just deluded. No, there's reason to love me. There's reason to hate me. The truth is sort of in the middle. I'm kind of like an anti-hero type. I'm a flawed man doing good work, is the way I always tell people. I'm a flawed man who's doing good work. So yeah, when people say I don't like you personally, or I don't like that thing you wrote, or I thought you were too mean to that guy, or you cuss too much, I don't say, oh my God, this is a dangerous. I'm like, yeah, I get it, you know. I get why you don't like me. I don't blame you for not liking me. The media, though, they go, wow, people hate us. We call them Nazis and bigots and uneducated hicks, and we don't want them to have jobs, and we lie about sick Hillary Clinton and rotten Hillary Clinton. We cover things up. We spread hoaxes about Trump. How dare they hate us? We are the free press. This is a danger for the free press in America. Right? They act like they don't get it, right? But any other company would just say, holy fucking shit. Like, imagine, so right now, only 6% of people trust the media. And only 29% of people trust fact-checking websites. 71% of people don't trust fact-checking websites. So that means it isn't just Trump people who distrust fact-checking websites. That means a lot of liberals do too. If 71% of people hated Google, then even though they're a bunch of liberals, they would say, holy shit, like, if 71% of people did not trust the Google search results, Google would hold, like, public relations meetings and live streams and open Q&As, and they would do advertisements, and they would say, come in, tell us why you don't trust us. That's what Google would do. If 71% of people said that, you know, when I open this bottle of Tylenol, I don't know if it's going to be poison or not. Oh, they would care. No, they would care. Those of you who are saying Google wouldn't care, you're just 100% wrong. You've never run a business, right? You're just wrong, right? If 71% of people said we don't trust what's in this pill bottle, let's get a pill bottle. So let's say this is like Tylenol. If 71% of people said I don't know if this is Tylenol or if this is poison, Tylenol would be like, oh fuck, this is bad. We need to hold meetings, and we need to figure out what is going on, and we need to talk to people. We need to do public outreach. This is a fucking disaster. 71% of people don't trust fact-checking websites, right? 94% of people don't trust the media. That is a brand fucking disaster. That's when you do soul searching. If 71% of people, as controversial as I am, half the people like me. 20% don't like me, and 30% are like neutral. So only really 20% of people hate me. 80% of people like me, or they're neutral. If 80% of people hated me or just didn't trust me, if 80% of people thought that I was an outright liar, I would be like, well, fuck, you know, I've gone too far. You know, I better be more careful. Maybe I need to, you know, show a different side of myself. Yeah, if 80% of people didn't trust me, I would be like, okay, I need to figure out what the fuck is going on. I would treat it like a crisis. I would say, okay, maybe maybe there's something wrong with me, right? Well, Julius is over there sleeping. Julius is over there. So yeah, that's the whole point. But with the media, 7 out of 10 people don't even trust the fact-checking website. 9 out of 10 people don't trust the media. And they're not treating it like maybe there's something wrong. Like, oh shit, maybe we fucked up. Maybe we fucked up, and maybe we need to figure out what is going on. Hubris is the name, and it is pride cometh before a fall. The media truly thinks that they have done nothing wrong, and that's the reality. You know, can't believe it. What can you do? We're going to end on an optimistic note. What can you do? Let me see. Let me see what's going on here. All right, 15,000 people. 15,000 people have watched this Periscope. Let's assume that 5,000 don't like me and 10,000 like me. If everybody who watches this posts 3 articles to the hashtag MAGA3X, not everybody who watches it, just the people who like me. If everybody does that, then we have another trending hashtag. And we're able to red pill some more people and spread the truth to some more people. That's all I can tell you. Ultimately, I'm one man with a plan. But if you're not on board with the vision, if you're not ready to fight, if you don't wake up every day realizing we have to take on the hoaxing media, then we can only do so much. We have to work together. So the hashtag today, MAGA3X. You can do register 3 people to vote, bring 3 people to view the polls, post 3 articles to social media. That is how a movement starts. That is how you have change. You wake people up. Let people know hoaxing media. Hoaxing media. So yeah, post to the hashtag MAGA3X. Follow the Twitter account at MAGA3X at MAGA, Make America Great Again times 3. So if you're wondering where that's from, Make America Great Again times 3. MAGA3X. We'll go from there. I'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow, I might not be able to talk to you because I'm going to the Los Angeles premiere of The Red Pill, a documentary that I helped fund about... Will you turn that water off real quick, babe? Yeah. It's about the Red Pill movement in terms of the men's rights movement. So even though I'm not a men's rights activist, there was this filmmaker, Cassie J. She was a feminist. She wanted to do a film on the Red Pill. She got funding. But then the media found out that it was going to be neutral. And she was going to show both sides. They pulled all of her funding. She couldn't raise any money. So Milo Yiannopoulos, people like me, I stepped up and said, I'll give $10,000 if my readers would give $10,000. So within 12 hours, I think. Within 12 hours, my readers and viewers gave $10,000 to the Kickstarter. So I matched it with $10,000. So that's the whole thing. I've been funding out of my own pocket. Out of my own pocket, I've been funding journalism, media, documentaries for years, you know? For years, because I've done well, you know, financially. And I've done my part. But other people, maybe they're struggling financially. Great. You can post on social media 3 times a day. You can post to the MAGA3X hashtag 3 times a day. You know, we're all in different situations in life, but we're united in a common cause, which is we can make America great again with Trump or without him. We're going to make America great again, and we're going to amplify it 3x. All right, what's on Daily Mail? You're saying go to Daily Mail. All right, well, now we'll do... Will you bring me a water real quick, babe? I'm dying of thirst here. All right, open-ended Q&A. Now, I haven't read any of your comments. Okay, Shauna's going to be washing dishes, and you hear that? She said, deal with the noise. Do you understand that? Deal with it, bitches. That's the official word from 7-month pregnant Shauna. Is that there will be dishes done, and you will just fucking deal with it. So, that came from her. All right, I'm on... Daily Mail. What do you want me to see on Daily Mail? Somebody said 10,000 is chump change. Well, that's good. You should donate 10,000 to projects too. A little bit of magnesium is always good for you. So what did we miss on the Daily Mail? People are telling me to go to Daily Mail. What? WikiLeaks. Okay, what is in WikiLeaks? You gotta fucking tell me. What's to talk about WikiLeaks? More corruption. Nobody cares. Qatar gave Bill Clinton $1 million for a 5-minute meeting. What does that matter if you don't post it to MAGA3X? Share it to 3 of your friends. Right? More WikiLeaks. Yep. More corruption. Yep. We already know about we already know. We're the choir. I'm the preacher, you're the choir. Or vice versa. And talking about the same shit every day isn't going to do anything. Talking about the same, then it becomes entertainment. And I'm not an entertainer. I'm an activist. I study, warfare manuals, information warfare. Yep, there was more WikiLeaks, and you know what? Bill Clinton took $1 million for a 5-minute meeting with Qatar. We know that Hillary Clinton knew that Saudi Arabia was sponsoring ISIS, and we know she took money from Saudi Arabia. Great. Who cares? Right? Nobody cares. Unless you spread the message. That's the whole point. That's the whole point is, I can talk to you about WikiLeaks all night tonight, and I can get a lot of page views, I can be like, look at all my views and everything. But if you're not posting to the everybody watching this isn't posting to MAGA3X, what good does it do? We have like a gossip session. Then we become gossip girls. Mike Cernovich is another Kardashian. That's all that happens. I don't want to gossip. I just don't want to gossip about the latest WikiLeaks. What do you do about it? How many articles have you linked to? Have you posted to MAGA3X 3 times? Have you followed the MAGA3X Twitter account? We've been producing insane content. Have you been posting the videos that I gave you the MP4s for the Hillary Clinton ads that I did, those campaign ads, which were incredible? Are you posting those? I tell people even, you don't have to give me a link. Just rip off every meme I do for my Twitter. You don't have to give me the retweet. You can watch my videos and say, that's a cool ad, political ad. I'm just going to download it and upload it to my YouTube or upload it to my Twitter. I waive copyright on everything. So nobody has any excuse. Nobody can say, oh yeah, Cernovich just wants retweets, so that's why he's not supposed to hashtag. Steal my memes, steal my videos, steal my journalism. I've told you, other than the books that I sell, you can take anything that I do. The mindset work, I keep the copyright to. Any journalism I do, you can copy and paste the whole article, post it on your website, post it on Free Republic, post it on message boards, post it on forums. I've told everybody that. I don't care. I don't need credit. I just want to live in a country that isn't a fucking shithole. I just want to, ultimately that's why I'm involved here is I don't want to live in a country where you have to worry about rape, murder, terrorist attacks every fucking day. So, yeah, I'm not going to have a fucking gossip girl society where we gossip about the latest WikiLeaks. Oh yeah, these WikiLeaks are terrible, and the Clintons are awful, and can you believe that Bill Clinton took money from Qatar? And no, I don't. I'm not gonna. That's gossip. I tell things because to have an impact. But if nobody is taking action based on the information, then it's just gossip. It's just the knitting circle. Knitting. We sit around. Oh yeah, did you see the latest WikiLeaks? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, isn't that a shame? Oh yeah, I'm outraged. Yelling at the computer, I don't do gossip. I take action. So, we have to take over. That's my plan. That's why I tell people, when people say, oh, Mike, I think you're being mean, I don't care. Good. Because if you think I'm too mean, then you couldn't hang with me anyway. You were going to fall back anyway. No time for the slow, no time for the weak. If posting to a hashtag 3 times a day is too much work for you, then go watch Glenn Beck. There you go. There's your answer. If posting to a hashtag 3 times a day, that's just too much effort, copy and pasting a link, copy and pasting it. If that's too much work, just go watch Glenn Beck, and you can buy some fucking survival seeds, here's my survival seeds for the apocalypse. Oh yeah, apocalypse is coming. Yeah, you gotta have heirloom seeds here. These are the finest heirloom seeds right now. for the nuclear war coming, you know, heirloom seeds, yeah, go buy some seeds from Glenn Beck, you know. I don't fucking do that. Go buy seeds from Glenn Beck, and that's fine. And he'll gossip to you all day about the latest gossip. I only want people who are activists, ass kickers, take action, want to fucking hit hard. And if that isn't you, if my attitude is too much, okay then, go buy fucking heirloom tomatoes with Glenn Beck. Fine with me, you're not going to hurt my feelings. In fact, you'll make my life easier. You make my life easier. Because if I have 10,000 hard hitters, I would rather have 10,000 hard hitters than a million gossip girls, basic bitches. I would rather have 10,000 hard hitters than a million gossip girls. Because 10,000 hard hitters, that's more impact than a million gossip girls. Because if 10,000 hard hitters come in and post 3 times the link to our hashtags every day and commit to registering 3 people to vote and bring 3 people to polls, we take back our country. There's this myth. You don't need millions of people to start a movement. Remember, cultural change only requires 10, 20% people tops. Look at how much power the degenerate left acquired. There aren't that many of them. So, yeah, I don't want people to get offended, bothered by me. They think I ramble too much. They don't like my tone. Maybe I cut. Maybe I'm a little mean. Good, because you're going to fold at the first conflict anyway. If you can't not be a fucking butthurt little bitch based on watching a Periscope, then you'll get smacked by the media. You're going to fly away anyway. You're already out of the fucking battle. So don't even join the information battle with me. Don't even fucking fall in line. Don't even act like... Because I need people fighting side by side with me. I need people leading the charge in other areas where I'm not good at. I need people with initiative, self-starters, people who want to kick ass and just fucking raise hell every day. So yeah, if I'm a little offended and I bother you, you're going to fold anyway, so don't even waste my time. I don't want to, that's what people don't understand. I'm not here to sell you fucking heirloom tomatoes, which... By the way, I'm fully in support of prepping, disaster prepping, but if you buy it from Glenn Beck, you're getting ripped off. You can buy survival seeds anywhere. You don't need to buy them from fucking Glenn Beck. That's the whole point. What's that? Well, I mean, they sell like doomsday end of the world stuff. Glenn Beck's whole shtick is like, oh my god, the world is going to end. Now buy my seeds so that when the... No, I'm telling you.
For real?
Yeah, for real. Poor Shauna. She's so sweet, so innocent. Just so you know, people can see in the glass reflection. So sweet, so innocent. She doesn't know about these fucking hucksters in right-wing media. She doesn't really understand. What's that? Well, that's why I don't have anything to do with Glenn Beck. I think there's a whole point to that. Yeah. Plus, Glenn Beck isn't even in good shape. Well, they couldn't. That's why they're doing what they do. If Glenn Beck could do what I'm doing, he would do what I'm doing. He wouldn't sell heirloom tomatoes. But anyway, I'm fully in support of prepping. Storing water, storing food. Just don't buy the seeds from fucking Glenn Beck, Just go down to your local, just go buy them on Amazon. Same thing, half the price.
Hello, man, do you want to go upstairs?
Yeah, get canned food. You should have food and water stored. That isn't the point. I'm pro-prepping.
Hi, sweetie. Do you want to go upstairs?
I'm pro-gun, pro-prepping, all that stuff. But it's just the idea that what they do is they create hysteria just to sell people shit. I don't create hysteria like they do. I'm here to win. I'm here to win the country.
Can you choke on the bottle cap or no?
I wouldn't let him chew on it. Hey, Julius, come here. Oh, just keep an eye on him. But yeah, it could be a choking hazard. That would not be good. Yeah, that's the whole point. Is when you're Glenn Beck, you need everybody, because if you're like Glenn Beck and you wanna steal from people, then you need more people because you're gonna steal. Like it's just real. Here, I'll just teach you real quick. Like the Nigerian emails, they send out millions of emails because only 10, 20, 30, 40 people are going to get ripped off. So they need millions of people because not even 1% of 1% of 1% is that dumb to fall for the Nigerian scam. So with Glenn Beck and those other hucksters, they need millions of people because all they're going to try to do is rip you off. So if you cast that really wide net, then you're going to rip off some people. Julius.
He's humping.
Well, then just tell him no.
That's
your dog.
For this behavior.
So that's the whole point. I'm not here to rip anybody off. So I don't need millions of people to like me. I don't need millions of people. I don't need millions of fans. I need 10,000 dedicated people. 10,000 dedicated people, that's enough to change the culture. If you have 10,000 people united for a cause who are hard hitters, then you change the world. Fuck. 10,000. If there were 10,000 people like me, if there were 10,000 people like me, this would be a different world. If there were 100 people like me, that's why I want you to be like just savage, madmen and mad women. I just want you to be fucking madmen and mad women. And if 100 of you, if 100 of you become like me, man, we'll fucking take over. It'll be easy. It'll be nothing. You know? It'll be so simple. But if you're Ben Shapiro and you want to just rip people off, you know, Ben Shapiro, Glenn Beck, those guys, if you just want to rip people off, then you got to get as many people as you can in your net because you're trying to just scam a little bit of money out of them here and there. You know, that's the whole point. Big net, scam a few of them, and, you know, you make a good living. I don't want a big net. I want a small net, and then I want 100 people like me. Savages. Then we win. 10 people like me, then we win. You know, but 10,000 people who are like on point and united, and we win. We don't need 10,000 people like me. You know, we don't even need 10,000 people like me. We only need 10,000 people who are committed every day to MAGA 3X. If every day, you know, think about it like always in terms of, if every day 10,000 people posted to a hashtag 3 times, or made 3 calls, or registered 3 people to vote, or whatever, that isn't just those 10,000 people. That isn't just 30,000 times now, because then you're going to get more people who grow, and they're committed to MAGA 3X, and then more people, and then more people, and then more people, and then more people, and more people. So then rather than cast this big net, what you're doing is you're growing organically. That's the whole point. You're growing. It's better to have actually slow growth, because then the people that are growing in are like committed. So if you say, oh yeah, you know, there's this thing called MAGA 3X, and all we want people to do is to post to social media to a hashtag 3 times a day, people will be like, oh yeah, this is a good idea, you know, I like that idea. Or they don't like it, right? But most people say, oh, that sounds cool, I can do that, you know, 3 times a day. That, you know, that doesn't cost me any money, you know, just post on Twitter, post on Facebook, tag it hashtag MAG3X. You do that every day, then the people who start doing it like it, and then again, that's how you grow movement. And then by the time Congress election comes in 2018, you know, we'll have millions of people who want to get rid of all the cucks. That's what we want. All right, go ahead and ask me some more questions. What's going on, guys? MAGA 1000X. MAGA 1000X starts with 3. Remember, think big. Think big. Start small. Yeah, Revolution 2018 is that I want to run primary challengers against every Republican who opposed Trump. So I'm already thinking 2018, that's big. People think that I'm crazy. If you told people, yeah, there's this guy, Mike Cernovich, and he wants to get rid of 25% of people in Congress because they opposed Trump's presidency. People would say, well, that's madness. Good. I like big goals. I like to think so big that people assume that I'm crazy. But to start small is just MAGA3X. Hey, just get people posting to a hashtag 3 times a day. People get into that habit, then you grow organically, and the next thing you know, you have a real thing going on. And then you grow, and then you grow, and then by the time the hashtag Rev18, Revolution 2018 hits, then massive, right? So you think big, start small. That's your own life too. People always want to say, I want to change my life. Well, you don't change your life in a month. You change your life in like 10 years. You know, you don't go from I'm broke and unmotivated and out of shape to, oh yeah, I'm making money every month that's really good and I'm in good shape and I'm healthy and I feel good in a month. You make gradual improvements over the course of years, and then after 5-10 years, then you're like, wow, I can't believe what happened. I can't believe my life is like this. But you got to just start with, okay, what can I do? What's one little thing I can do today that's going to bring me closer to my vision? That's what you got to think. You always want to, think big, start small. What else is going on? Mike, you promote yourself. Well, considering that I'm just actually telling people how to improve their own lives, you're just 100% wrong. You've been paid by the Clinton campaign to troll me. That's just the truth. How do you build up a Twitter fan base? Post a MAGA3. People are like, Mike, give me a retweet. And I've had to start blocking people because it gets annoying after a while. Over and over.
I already asked him enough.
Yeah, Sean asked me enough. Just post the MAGA3X hashtag and then just follow each other and talk to each other. That's how you grow. That's how you grow on Twitter. My Twitter started with 100 people, in 2011. Wasn't very good. I didn't know Twitter. Post the MAGA3X hashtag, and then you're going to meet people who think like you. That's how you do it. It's got to grow. It's got to be slow, organic growth. Julius is great. He's over there chewing with Shauna. Shauna is kind of hanging out, so I can't show you right now. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Mike Cernovich, DangerandPlay.com.
No, sweetie.
Gorilla Mindset.
No.
Find it on Amazon. Find it on Audible. Find it in paperback. Find it in Kindle. I'll talk to you soon. Probably not tomorrow, but I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe. Be good to each other.
No.
Post 3 times. Hashtag MAGA3X.